Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe my channel. I make on spoken English. Let us start our today's session. In our last session, we discussed the most common problems while speaking in English. In this session, we'll discuss why can't we speak fluent in English. In this session, we'll learn how to use these tips to make our English fluent. Now I am going to tell you some effective tips to improve your speaking skill, especially when you are starting your spoken journey. Now I'm going to tell you some important obstacles nowadays most of the students they are facing. Our first problem is achieving, my dear student, before I proceed this session, before I will tell you the obstacle that nowadays most of the students they are facing, I'm gonna tell you, achieving fluency in English can be challenging, but with the right approach and consistent effort, it can be achieved. Here I'm going to tell you some important reason why people might struggle with flow, and I'm going to tell you some important solution also. Okay, now most of the students they feel a limited practice, lack of regular practice in speaking English. Okay, always try to engage in yourself in daily conversation in English, whether with your native speakers or whether it could be your language partner. So always try to set your goal that today I have to speak at least 20 minutes 30 minutes by hook or by crook, because ultimately it depends on your practice pattern. Okay, so always try to set your goal that today I have to speak, because without speaking you cannot make your English fluent. Most of the students nowadays they they have a problem of fear of making mistakes. So fear of making grammatical errors or mispronouncing any words. Nowadays they are facing this kind of problem. Now what is the solution? Remember that making mistakes is a natural part of learning. So always try to embrace your mistake and try to embrace them as opportunity for improvement, because practice will increase confidence. So do not try to afraid of making your mistake. Okay, nowadays most of the people they have limited vocabulary. Okay, so always try to put some important vocab in your mind, because unless you have important vocab in your mind, you will not be able to speak some important sentences. So now the question is, where can we find out this kind of important vocabulary? You can find out this important vocabulary from any kind of newspaper, from from Google also. So please try to use some important words, okay, and try to listen them and try to make a habit of learning new words every day and using them in your sentences. Okay, reading books and articles in English can also help you in order to expand your vocabulary. Okay, now the other areas, some students they have a weak hearing ability. So always try to develop your speaking style. Always try to develop your hearing abilities. Okay, try to listen some important podcasts, try to watch some cartoon movies that should be in simple language. Always try to show some important TV shows, you can watch them with the help of subtitles, and try to engage in conversation with native speakers also. That will also improve your listening skills quality, because if you have started your spoken journey, then you need to focus on your listening power also. Okay, so try to make your listening power more effective. Most of the time student they have a problem, sir, my grammar is weak, can I be able, can I speak English, can I speak good English? Yeah, I know very well a little bit grammar is also required, but do not try to mug up all grammatical rules. Okay, so while you don't need perfect grammar to fluency, so learning basic grammar rules can make your speech more coherent. I know very well, but do not try to mug up all grammatical rules. Okay, most of the time most of the students they feel lack of confidence while speak in front of other person. So lack of confidence can become a obstacle to speaking fluently. So always try to build your confidence. Always try to build confidence by celebrating small success. You can also setting some important achievable goals. Try to focus on your strength in English also. Try to make your habit. Okay, most of the student while they speak English, they have a habit of translation process in their mind. Okay, so do not try to use this kind of translation method. because this is a very big problem, this is a very big challenge to translate from your native language into English while speaking. So we have to overcome from this problem. Try to always thinking in English instead of translating in your mind. So this will also help you in order to respond more quickly and fluently. Okay. Now the other problem is pronunciation problem. Most of the student, they feel uh, pronouncing any word, so difficulties in pronouncing or any strong pronunciation. Now it has become a very serious issue for most of the students. So always try to practice pronunciation again and again, and always try to feedback from native speakers time to time. Remember that accents are natural and can add uniqueness to your speaking style. You should give your proper time and your patience also. Most of the students, they are in a hurry, they give their 1 month, 2 month and 3 month in speaking style. But my dear student, this time is not sufficient. It's not a piece of cake. Okay, you have to give your proper time, you have to give your proper 100%. Okay, the more you will practice, the more you will be able to speak in a particular area, because English is not our mother tongue. It's an international language. Okay, so you need to give you proper time. Lack of immersion. Okay, in this problem, most of the student, I think, limited experience in an English speaking environment. Now what is the solution about it? Create immersive experiences by watching English media, reading books, and surrounding yourself with English as much as possible. You can create a conducive environment at your home, watching English movies, reading newspaper. Always try to surrounding yourself with English as much as possible, my dear student. And in the last, I would say, my dear student, there is no set time frame for achieving any goal. Okay, everyone has its different quality, everyone has its is their journey is unique. So be persistent, always keep practicing again and again, and after some time you will see significant improvement in your English speaking fluency. I think, my dear student, this session was very important for you, and I'll be meet you with a very important topic in the next topic. Till then, thank you very much. Bye bye, and don't forget to subscribe my channel, my dear student. Thank you very much.